Hey you guys, it's Heather and welcome to some straight talk on PR. Today I want to talk about the strategy of creating your own category. So I'm not talking about blue ocean strategies or purple ocean strategies and finding a place to serve underserved niches or finding a unique way to serve those niches or carving out a place where you and you alone provide unique value. I think that we all absolutely agree that all businesses should be doing that. They should all be looking for that blue or that purple ocean. But at the end of the day, they're still within the ocean, right? So I think something has happened over a course of time where we've come to believe that categories are bad. Categories actually help us. They help you find your customers. They help your customers find you. They help media shortcut talking about you to people. They help media understand where to put your company so that it's going to have the greatest appeal to their readers. It helps reporters write those juicy trend pieces. I firmly believe that a rising tide lifts all ships, and that the community that is a category, if you hop in there and you hop in there right, you can draft off of the energy of that category. If you're over here paddling your own boat and trying to stay over here by yourself, there's a lot of benefit of that category group that you just don't get if you're over here. Now, if you legitimately are your own category and you're trying to figure out how to navigate that from a media relations perspective, stick around to the end of this video because I am going to tell you exactly what to do. And it's going to be so super simple and it's going to be so super valuable that you're going to be really happy that you stuck around to the end of this video. So conversely to people, entrepreneurs, executives believing that categories are bad, I feel like there's been a trend lately of entrepreneurs and executives believing that creating your own category is good. Or, I've had entrepreneurs and executives come to me and pretty verbatim say, you know what we need to do? We need to say that we're creating our own category because media is going to eat that right up. Media is going to, cling on to it. So if we say that we're starting our own category, that's really going to be newsworthy and that's really going to get us where we want to be. So during this Straight Talk series of videos, I'm going to break it down for you, like what it actually looks like when you do a strategy that you might be considering. So what does it actually look like when you lead with that we're a brand new category program with your PR? So, the first thing that happens, and I have to say this has been true for me, is that every client who's come to me with a proposal that they are starting that they go after this new category strategy, if you scratch the surface, it is not true. They have wonderful advancements. They have done awesome things. They have really found new ways to serve people. They are completely innovative. They simply just are not a brand new category. If everyone who came to me and said that they were a new category were a new category, the world would be a category of ones and twos and threes, right? It just doesn't work that way. Categories, again, help us, and categories don't help us if they don't have, what would the word be? I'm sure there's a mathematical term for the fact that it needs to chunk pretty evenly into categories. Otherwise, the category is not a category, right? Categories don't help us in the way that they are intended to. So here's what happens with media. It's media's job not just to question everything, but to sandblast everything, to make sure that it's absolutely true. So if you go out to media and you say, we are a brand new category, and media looks at it and, maybe it just doesn't sit right with them, and then they kind of do some research and they realize it's totally not true, it's going to call into question every single thing else that you have within that pitch. So number one thing is, if it is not absolutely 100% empirically, without question true, it's not going to pass journalistic muster, and it's going to call everything else into question. The next thing that it does when you go after this message of we're starting a new category is it complicates the pitch a lot. You have a product that's awesome, that helps people in new ways, that helps people in unique ways. And then you're also asking media to agree to this other thing, which is that it's a new category. So it's kind of a 2-for-1 deal. If you're pitching media and you're saying this, oh, and also this, they have to accept both of them in order to move forward with your pitch. It complicates the story. If you have an agency or a contractor on staff or on task, and you're telling them that the story needs to be not just we're here, but we're a brand new category, they're spending a lot of time trying to attach this new category thing to what could otherwise be a really great story about how you're evolving a category, how you're bringing a category forward, and could just be a really smooth pitch about all the great things that you offer. The other thing that we know about media is that they hate that kind of hyperbolizing language. They absolutely detest it. If you have any media friends in your circle, I encourage you to ask them what they think about genre busting or bleeding edge or any of the other words that we laugh at now in press releases. Well, this is a whole new category is kind of becoming trite in that same way. And then finally, I just want to talk about how lightly you have to tread if you're going to say this is a whole new category. There's a potential for demonstrating a meme level of entrepreneurial hubris if you go out and say this is a whole new category when media might not believe that it is. Because basically what you're doing is saying, if you read the subtext, you're saying we deserve our whole own story. You know, you should cover us and just us alone, but don't throw us into this bigger pool of, you know, trend within our space. This community, right? This community of category. Don't throw us in there, put us over here because we're only just us. And, you know, it's just when you unlayer the onion and you look at the editorial, the psychological undertones of that, you just have to be super careful. So what do you do if you actually are defining a new category, if you actually are a category unto yourself? It is super simple. So I firmly believe that every single entrepreneur and executive should have the top 5 media in their space on speed dial. They should nurture personal relationships with the media in their space. It's a professional benefit to you. It is a company benefit to the companies that hire you. It is going to give you a competitive advantage that other people in your space, other people vying for those jobs just don't have. You should have the top 5 media in your space on speed dial. So in a world where you have those top 5 media in your space on speed dial, you call up, say 2 or 3 of them, and you say, hey, Martha, we're working on something new. Nobody has ever seen it yet. And I know that you are absolutely the expert in helping people like this accomplish this task. I would just love to come show it to you. Nobody else has seen it. Can I swing by your office and let you have a look at this new thing that we're working on? Show up at Martha's office. You show it to Martha. Martha, seeing your thing, says, holy, this is a whole new category. This is a category unto itself, because media is in the business of recognizing and searching out things like whole new categories. Whole new categories are freaking newsworthy. So if your thing is a whole new category and you put it in front of a media person who you have a relationship with, they're gonna know. Like, do I have to tell you that this is a dog? Like, you know what a dog is, right? Media knows what a whole new category is. This is a place where you want somebody else saying that it's a whole new category, because if you lead with it, there are just so many layers that you need to understand that happen when you lead with that, as you saying you are a whole new category just adds all this stuff that you don't need to be involved in. And I guarantee if you sit down with Martha, you show her your new thing, she says, holy crap, this is a whole new category. She's going to go out to all of her reporter friends and she's going to say, did you know that there is a whole new category? Did you know? There's this company that I found that is a whole new category, totally genre defining. She's going to end up using all those words that reporters hate. And from there, you're off to the races, right? But if you try to say it yourself, it's just not going to happen. It's going to fall on deaf ears. It's going to complicate things. And most certainly, if you say it and it is not absolutely true, it's gonna waste you a lot of time. It's gonna waste you a lot of money, frustration. It's gonna keep you actually from getting the good coverage that you want to get for how awesome your product is. So that's my thoughts today on applying a strategy of creating your own category. So just really quickly, I help executives and entrepreneurs to build those kinds of media relationships where they can pick them up and have them on speed dial and give them a call and bend their ear. I've been doing PR agency side and in-house for the past 23 years. And earlier this year, I had an epiphany that the real value in media relationships lies in you being able to contact media and have that one-on-one relationship. And that a lot of times it doesn't make sense for there to be an intermediary. So after 23 years, I'm basically opening the vaults, sharing all my secrets, and helping executives understand how to get the most out of their PR, and helping entrepreneurs understand how to build those two-way, mutually beneficial types of relationships with media that gets you crazy amounts of visibility, but also lets you do things like this, which is pressure test products and stories and ideas and concepts and learn about trends in your space. So if you're interested in learning more about how to do that, I would love it if you drop me a note. Otherwise, I hope you have a great rest of your Friday and have a wonderful weekend. Thanks so much.